Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome to Triple Nexus episode 16. We're so happy all of our fans and crewos can join us for today.
What's the difference? You both cheated.
We're gonna get a trailer for the Burns response. So get a little sneak peek for the Burns Burns video reply.
It's gonna look like a trailer. It's gonna look like a...
Burns got the gold chain on everything, so like it's about to be over.
The second we make Triple Nexus into an LLC, we're getting
Burns, how much
in the mail.
your tattoo cost? How much your tattoo cost, Burns?
Bro, we got 800K on the arm right now. You already know what we're talking about.
That basically means you won the debate, bro. Like,
Yeah, bro. I got my net worth is on my body, bro. I win.
My net worth of $15.75 is on my body, bro. I brought my chain
net
from
worth.
Amazon. Yo,
This shit.
damn straight. All right, what's up, y'all? Welcome. I'm not sure to throw that shit in there. Podcast a day late. I was dealing with some shit on yesterday on the live. Some bitch was fucking being a bitch, so that's just that it is. But we're back today. Enjoy this shit. All right, let's start. So, One Piece episode 1128 dropped yesterday. One of the best things I've ever seen absolutely in my entire fucking life. That animation was just gas. And I think the elephant in the room needs to be squashed like a fucking bug. One Piece is the best animated thing that is happening right now. It's truth. It's truth. You can't handle the truth, bro. It's the best animated thing happening right fucking now.
Solo leveling is way above it. And the reason why I say that is that yes, One Piece has very high highs. I did watch the episode. It was a fire episode. I wanted to rage bait about it, but there was nothing to rage bait about. So it was genuinely
It was
a fire
genuinely
episode.
good. It was genuinely fire.
When it's so good.
Except low key, not gonna lie, I was defending the sound design, but low key, when Bonnie was running towards Saturn, there was like fucking like SpongeBob ass sound effects.
Oh, you get it now. You get it.
Completely ruined the moment. No, like I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like I'm not even bitching about the sound design, but that particular moment, it was supposed to be emotional. We just had like those like SpongeBob steps going, and I'm like,
Wait, bro just got new shoes. Bro got the new shoes.
genuinely what it sounded like. I was like, all right, what are we doing here? But not gonna lie,
J's, bro.
One Piece, it's good. It's not bad. I'm not saying it's bad. It's good. The thing is that One Piece, it's like they do this thing where the animation is like okay for the whole episode, and then they have like 2 minutes of like godly animation, then it goes back to being okay. Like Solo Leveling is like consistently fire. So that's what I'm saying. Where it's like it's kind of a little bit unreasonable to say that to take just like the best moments of your episode and say that it's the best coming out right now just because you guys have like 2 minutes of godly animation per thing.
Okay,
Go
2
like
minutes
20.
is
What if we
crazy.
go like 24 episode run per 24 episode run?
Yeah,
Solo
still
Leveling
have One
wins
Piece.
that.
No,
Solo
I
Leveling
know.
wins that.
No. One Piece
Solo Leveling
clears,
wins
bro.
that.
I don't know how I feel about that.
If you pick 24 episodes of One Piece, not cherry picking the 24, just 24 consecutive.
Like straight.
Yeah, and then you pick the solo leveling. You're telling me that One Piece would be better than it?
If I'm taking the Egghead Island arc of One Piece versus the season that just came out of Solo Leveling, yes, the animation for the Egghead Island arc is better than the season that
Burns,
just
how you
came
feel
out of
about
Solo
that?
Leveling.
Burns, how you feel about that?
I don't know.
Burns,
I don't know.
Burns,
I don't.
Burns.
I know.
Chaotic neutral, bro. Neutral.
I don't want to.
Burns,
Okay,
I know
because
where
he's
you
not
live, bro.
wrong. No, because he's
Burns, I
not
know
wrong.
where you
Because
live, bro.
solo leveling is consistently through and through good. Like it is through and through. But seeing what Egghead Island was doing is it not generational? Is it not generational?
You're literally just taking the 2 minutes of fucking Saturn showing up and then being like, the entire 24 episodes was that.
What about Kizaru getting pumped?
We're also including Kizaru. We're also including the Kizaru rundown.
Yo, can we just talk about how man's charged up a kick and he said, yo, come dodge this, and Luffy did a cartwheel over his motherfucking foot? What are we talking about?
I think
For the 20 minutes it took Luffy to get to
I
Kizaru.
think you're factoring in too much. You're factoring way too much hypeness into it and not enough like factual based objective animation stuff. Like you're being like, oh, because this was an epic moment between the rematch of Luffy versus Kizaru, and you're like applying that and mixing that in with the animation. No, like separate that. You can't
Okay,
hypeness.
I understand however solo leveling, all it is riding on hype. If you take the solo leveling, let's say solo leveling, Jinwoo versus Beru or whatever, like Sukuna versus Mahoraga was a 15 times better animated fight than that shit. Jinwoo versus Beru, like in the middle, it was literally the red and blue line simulator. They were doing red and blue lines like a fucking DNA, and they were flashing like Dragon Ball, where you couldn't see the characters. Where it's like something like JJ, I'm not even talking about One Piece, where it's something like JJK, Sukuna versus Mahoraga, like you could see every fucking line of the punches punches that those dudes were duking out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think like JJK's better animated than Solo Leveling. I think Solo Leveling's great. It's not to take it away.
Maybe just season 2.
You're taking the best parts of JJK and comparing it to Solo. I'm saying the whole thing, not just
because Solo Leveling through and through wipes JJK as a whole. JJK's first season gets smoked by Solo Leveling, 100%.
Interesting. I think, actually, Solo Leveling
obviously, if you go highest high for highest high, obviously One Piece wins that. But if you're going just like regular, like for everything, I think Solo Leveling wins that.
Well, I get it. I'm not the most mad. However, if you made One Piece seasonal, One Piece would crush everything. One Piece, it wouldn't even be necessarily
fluidity.
And
like, I've never seen fluidity like that.
Loki, you could even make an argument for Thousand Year Blood War, but I'm not even going to bring that up. So.
For what?
That's crazy.
You can make an argument for Thousand Year Blood War, but I'm not even going to bring that up.
Yeah. First gotta wedge bleach into it.
I'm not even going to bring that up.
What the fuck? What the? You think 1,000 Year Blood? You think 1,000 Year Blood War is better anime than One Piece, bro?
I think if you go fight for fight, I think like not including like the stuff for today, I think you can make an argument for it.
I don't mind. Okay. You're not being disrespectful when you say you're not just like I in the way you're phrasing it. You're not just like baiting. I get it.
You could definitely argue it.
I don't not disagree with you. Let's say that. I don't not disagree with you. There definitely is an argument. 1,000 Year Blood War's animation has been great. And listen, the highest highs of anime today, their animation has been absolutely fire. For sure. I just think One Piece is doing something that like, come on, bro. Like, that's like the shit you see. Like, the highest highs of One Piece is the shit you see in the movies, bro. I see that shit in Demon Slayer, like, movies, is what I've been seeing. The Luffy versus Kizaru fight that Vincent Chansard like clip that he did was one of the best things I've ever seen. Like point blank period. However, you are correct. The low lows suck because there's a pacing problem. It could absolutely be better, but that's
you did say that like yesterday how like low key they're doing like a thing where like they recognize that the pacing is horrible. So instead of like trying to like fill in like empty space, they're rather using it to like over animate to try and like compensate for like all that extra time.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Like, so it's kind of like they're taking like the negative and trying to like turn it into like a benefit.
No, 100%. And it gives us those moments where those fights can be long, dude. And I said this yesterday.
Right, I'm sorry to cut you off real quick. And I remember I saw like a video where like Red Rance was talking about the Zoro versus Lucci, and he was talking about how like in the manga that shit was like one panel, but they made it into like a whole thing. They made it into like a whole thing with the animation.
I mean, like with Luffy speed blitzing Kizaru, I don't think that was a benefit. Like I don't want to say over animated, so I don't get yelled at. I don't want to say, but like if we're talking about something being over animated,
you bro.
NERDKING, what the fuck?
It's nuts in your fucking mouth.
Bro, I swear to God, you can hear it go off through my fucking headset, bro. Holy shit. Yo, I think I'm deaf. No, because it's hard to be over animated, but let's keep it real. That shit was animated so hard it looked slow. They unironically made Luffy look like he was moving slower. In the manga, it was literally just Kizaru talking, and then boom, he was just there. In the anime, Luffy starts like turning into a fucking Destructo Disc ball and shit like this, and doing cartwheels for 15 seconds straight, and then hits him. And the whole time you're just looking at it like, you can move, Kizaru can move, he can move, and then he gets hit. Like that's just doing the most.
Exactly.
But I feel like that only matters like power scaling wise for people who like micro analyze.
I mean, even without the whole power scaling thing, because I don't be doing like inverse One Piece. I thought it looked slow.
I just gotta be like people will be like, oh, well, like in the manga it was like one panel, but in the anime it was like 10 seconds. So that means that Kizaru is XYZ amount faster than Luffy. So that
didn't need to teleport.
Which proves that Kizaru wasn't really trying, and shit like that. It's like,
well, also, I would say there's some truth to that, because even in the manga, like, you didn't know, well, you knew Luffy was going to be there, but you didn't, like, see him swing off the ship, land, look at Kizaru talks,
like, you could have just cut out 10 seconds.
You just saw his feet, and then boom, he was at his at his block, like, holy shit.
You could have still showed movement.
That Luffy versus Kizaru fight, even in the manga, that bitch was, like, maybe 6 panels. Like it was.
Well, yeah. I'm not talking like let's not add fight scenes to the anime. Obviously, let the anime make more fight. Just something like that pissed me off.
No, yeah, I absolutely agree.
That's supposed to be like that's supposed to be a fast thing. That'd be like when when Naruto ran at Madara with a fucking tailed beast bomb, and he took 15 seconds to get there. He didn't. It was just like, boom, I'm coming at your face. Bing.
Just to oversaturate.
With Luffy, it was a whole routine.
Sonic spin, bro.
Wait, okay, so talking about this in terms of Boruto, would you want them to like extend it for like the Boruto versus Code, or would you want it just be like fucking like 5 seconds long?
I'm saying if it's a scene where it's somebody running at or flying at somebody else.
Like when the Boruto's like stomping on Code's face, would you want that to be extended, or would you want that just to be like...
Oh, I want that to be 5 seconds. Yeah, no, I don't want to see him do some aura farming, acrobatic, fucking slow motion bullshit. I want it to be like 5 seconds max to like show that he's moving fast, if anything, and then put him there.
I'm gonna bow out of this Boruto conversation because I don't speak mid, bro. No, I'm just kidding.
Get the fuck on cams! Get on cams! Top of V-Jump, doing better than Black Clover.
Speaking of mid, Black Clover's in V-Jump, bro. I don't even know shit. That's where I am, fucking.
Yeah,
doesn't Black Clover come out every other 6 months? What are we talking about, fucking? Top of V-Jump.
Every other year.
Black Clover drops 2 chapters a year,
Not
bro.
yearly.
Like what? Yo, I could drop a fucking manga and V-Jump in it and have more sales than Black Clover.
For some reason,
Black
I mean,
Clover's not existent.
these mangaka have a theme of, probably from their working environment, of just like getting sick so often.
Yo, some absolute dolt, some fucking idiot said on Twitter today, because Oda's taking a break after One Piece chapter 1148. Oh my god, this isn't even a weekly manga. How dare he take so many breaks? The dude is like 60 years old. He's dropped 1,150
Bro, you've been eating for 2 decades.
chapters of a weekly manga. He's taken like a couple of extended breaks, and he's been doing it since 1997. What the fuck do you mean? Why is he taking an extra break? He can take as many breaks as he wants, dude. That dude's gonna crumble. His fingers are gonna fall off of his fucking body. Yeah, almost 3 fucking decades of One Piece, bro. Like, that's just nuts. That's just nuts.
Do you think like that they should just hire more like assistants?
I mean, they absolutely can. I'm sure
I
that
think
production team is fucking huge right now, bro. Right. I'm sure that shit has gotten so like.
Doesn't Murata have like hella assistants? The creator of One Punch Man.
Yeah.
Like
a lot of like does manga like before like unless you're like obviously like if you're like some like irrelevant guy that just started and you're gonna just be pretty much on your own. But like when you're like on that level of like One Piece, JJK, like board, like you're gonna have like a whole team worth of shit. It's not just gonna be like one guy doing one thing. Can you shut the fuck up?
Well, my point was like for Murata and One, they get to like redo entire chapters every fucking week. Right. Like you think you're getting a new chapter, and then you just get the same chapter redrawn again, but like 10 times better, because they just have that time and energy on their hands. But like not many other series get that grace.
But then again, for you, Murata, like working on One Punch Man for him is like a passion project. So like there's that too.
I mean, yeah. But
Bro,
that is beautiful though.
People say that fucking One Punch Man's art looks AI generated, and I just don't understand what people are talking about when they just call random shit AI generated. Like, the art looks fucking magnificent to me. Like, what the fuck do you mean AI generated? It just looks like he put his whole Badussy into that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it looks like he is like, oh, well, I'm dedicated to the motherfucking craft. Let me build you this absolutely magnificent portrait, bro. Like, how about y'all shut the fuck up? If you can't draw as good as that, I want you to suck your mama. Okay, let's continue.
Just like Kubo said.
Yo, Kubo's crash out.
You can either write your own shit or you can shut the fuck up.
Kubo said a couple of extra paragraphs. He said a couple extra things. He was just grilling.
Yo, normalize people being able to crash out and shit like that.
No, like the creator of My Hero is like, oh, when they were questioning like Deku and Ochako, he was just like, read it. Oda, read it. Kubo was like, fuck you, fuck your family, do that. Like he went all, like he let all that energy out. Like that shit was building up.
Normalize the crash out, bro.
Because like when you like look at like the stuff like with the Kubo, like him like just getting his like series just like out there has like it was such a long journey, and like him getting constantly rejected, and then when he finally gets his thing like coming out and it's doing well and people are still talking shit and still hating like the entire time, constantly comparing it to like Dragon Ball, like One Piece, and like Naruto. Eventually you're gonna like get to your breaking point. Like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like no matter what I do, like you still find a reason to say why it's not as good as Naruto, why it's not as good as One Piece. Like, dude, we forget these people are humans. Like, I get one hate comment and I get mad. Like, eventually, like you're gonna fucking tweak out.
But yeah, when you put your heart and soul into something for decades, and people are just like, nah, it's ass. It gets pretty fucking annoying.
And it's also fucking so stupid, because imagine if somebody made,
And then it's like, you have to, sorry to cut you up, but then you also consider the reading comprehension, like, right? People be criticizing people, they have no idea what they're even talking about. Like,
Exactly.
But they're just completely wrong.
Especially to the author.
Well, imagine if somebody made like a Marvel movie or whatever, and somebody turned around after the Marvel movie came out and was like, "Well, this isn't as good as The Godfather 2, so it sucks." Like it's not shut the fuck up. That's not what people are talking about. That's not the point of making the fucking movie.
It
You
is
just sound like,
on
Or
itself.
they just like start pointing out shit that just like never happened as like criticism. It's like, dude, like did you even read this?
Nope. They failed school. They can't read. Their eyeballs are not there. Their eyeballs are in their fucking
I'm
asshole.
gonna say I don't think Kishimoto has called out anybody. I don't think that's happened. I think it's only Oda and Kubo for the big three right now.
If Kishimoto, hold the fuck on. If Kishimoto scrolled TikTok for 5 seconds, the man would start shooting people. If Kishimoto scrolled TikTok for 5 seconds,
Especially for the amount of people who say shit about the Kaguya stuff, bro. Like,
Oh my God.
just start ending lives.
Yo, he
With
would.
a gun.
Even Itachi, like with the things that like people think that he wasn't supposed to be a good guy. And Kishimoto had said that he planned from him like to have a plot twist since he introduced it.
But that's what confuses me, like with the Itachi stuff. Like that is such like an integral part of the plot. How in the world could that have just been like made up? Like I don't understand. Like you could argue like something like 70% of the story in some way it connects to that. So like how in the world did that just? It's kind of like the stuff with like the Yuha stuff, like in the beginning where like Yuha's name was like black. Then people were like, oh yeah, like Kubo definitely retconned Yuha. Bro, what? How?
No, when I
was
fucking
planned
watched,
and he
when
implemented it.
When I watched Bleach for the first time and I knew who Yuha was and I saw his face and I saw Ichigo talking to his motherfucking sword inside of himself in like episode 15 or whatever, and it was the same exact motherfucking drawing as Yuha. I was like, it's that dude! I was like, it's him! He's here this early, what the fuck? I was like, oh my god! Like, there's no way that wasn't planned. People are just stupid. And you can't get it, so you're a dumb fuck. It's not about fucking Kishimoto or fucking anybody being a dumb fuck but you. You're stupid. Fucking holy shit. Yeah, are you kidding? Sasuke pulls up, I want to kill a certain person, talking about his brother. You think he didn't give him a reason, a backstory, all that shit as to why he would want to kill his brother before saying that shit?
He was
He
just
wants to
winging
kill
it.
his brother. Why? I'll wing it later. We'll figure it out later.
It's a matter of reading comprehension.
Like, shut
As
your
Oda
fucking...
said.
Oh my god, bro. People are so fucking stupid.
Something, but in terms of like that, something that I did find out that completely blew my mind is I found out like I haven't checked like the sources, but I saw a YouTube Shorts today that said that originally in the Android / Cell saga in Dragon Ball, originally it was supposed to be like Dr. Gero and like the fat guy, so we're supposed to be like the final bosses of that part, and then like Toriyama's editor was like, nah, these guys look too lame to be the final boss. So, like,
I heard that too. I heard that same rumor.
He added Android 16, 17, 18, and the editor was still like, nah, I don't like it. So
And even for Cell, he wasn't apparently. He wasn't supposed to have
Cell,
3 forms.
He was like, I don't like it. He added, so he made Cell transform. He was like, I still don't like it. And
and then
Cell's third form. He was like, all right,
and then he created the perfect organism.
Oh my god, that's fucking fire. Yo, Cell Perfect is Cell. Oh my god, Cell games is the best fucking thing that's ever come out.
Unpopular opinion though, I like Bug Cell's design better than Perfect Cell. I'm not gonna lie.
I feel like the thing with Perfect Cell's design, I feel like 2 things. One, I feel like it makes sense because like when Cell started like absorbing humans, he started looking more humanoid. So I think that like interconnects with the story. And then 2, just like with like Dragon Ball, right? He started absorbing like people like who were from like the Tenkaichi Budokai tournament, so to get their powers. So like he started like looking like buff and shit, like martial artists. So I feel like it like makes sense in like connection to the story.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it doesn't make sense. I just don't know how I felt about him going from Bug into a dude, like a literal.
But I feel like when it comes to
dude.
Dragon Ball 2, like the bosses, like the villains are always gonna turn into like muscular dudes at some point. Like,
I mean, basically.
We got Cell, we got it with Frieza, we got it with.
It's
Boo,
because
like,
Toriyama, rest in peace,
Was a fucking gooner, bro.
Like they're always gonna, like even like Piccolo, like
He said
DDP
rest in peace, but he
Piccolo
loved
turns
men.
into Piccolo Junior. Like at some point they're always gonna turn into just like muscular fucking IFBB pros.
Bro, You're telling me Goku versus Frieza. Frieza went from a tiny, small alien with horns to a big-ass dude with no shirt on.
He turned buff.
And Goku took his shirt off by the end of that fight with big-ass man boobs, bro. Toriyama, rest in peace.
You were a fucking gooner.
That's crazy. Pecs of Doom. Speaking of Pecs and Doom, we're going to move on to a little debate about AP and DC scaling. I don't know. ND, take your shirt off, bro. ND, take your shirt off.
And speaking of pecs, ND, undress.
This is the time of the podcast where
We all strip.
Okay, anyway, let's keep going. So, anyway.
10,000 subs. 10,000 subs, we're oiling up.
Yo, all of us at the same time, bro. I will oil the fuck up. If y'all sub to the fucking YouTube, I'll be the first one to oil up. Oh my god,
Drop a sub for an oil up comp.
Yo, people who keep commenting Unk oil up 10,000 subs, we're doing that shit.
Oh my
The
god.
Unk oil off is crazy.
Y'all get this video to fucking 10,000 comments. Even, we'll do it.
Alright, I don't know about that.
Oil up.
That's how you know they want it.
Unk oil up. Damn straight. Y'all.
It's just the same dude saying it.
All right. APDC Lakers in 5, y'all. The famous comment. Let's go New York Knicks beating the fucking Boston Celtics tonight. All my homies say fuck Boston. Oh my god. Whoever knows about that will know about that and need to know about that on a need to know basis. So Andy, you wanted to say something to Burns about APDC scaling, bro. Marvel scaling. What is your what did you have to say about scaling, bro?
Basically, when it comes to scaling, when I look at scaling, right, obviously there's many different ways to scale. For me, sorry. When it comes to debating, I pretty much exclusively just like read the story and try to see what is the story trying to tell me, how strong these characters are. So basically based on the feats, based on like the statements, and based on what makes sense in the context of the story. I feel like when it comes to APDC scaling, it just becomes throwing away the entire story and just like how can I wank my character to the highest possible level humanly possible. And I'm not even just saying that like Naruto fans do it, because that was like the whole thing that I was like getting so mad about when it comes to like Dragon Ball stuff, and people kept saying, "Oh no, they were fucking planetary before Z." Like, dude, how does that make any sense in the context of the story? That's what like it pisses me off. Like, instead of looking at what the author is trying to say, they just start like doing this weird shit of like, "Oh, Newton's third law," and it's like. That is not even how that works. Like, what are we doing here?
Well, even from a power scaling perspective, as a power scaler, I also disagreed with the fact that into the Saiyan saga and before, they weren't planetary. Like, even from a power scaling perspective. Like, I feel like power scaling has its connections to the story. Like, I feel like when it comes to certain power scaling terms, it's just basically taking something that's already shown and like putting a name to it and just giving it a term to call it, and not just pulling inherently extra bullshit from nowhere. Like, we're only taking what the author is giving us. But how do you like apply that to like something like being like, if you like, for example, if you have a statement, right, and you like take that statement and try to say that, okay, well, this statement means this character is planetary, for example, even though it makes no sense in the context of the story for the character to be that strong that early on, like power scalers would be like, oh no, that's what the statement says. That's what the statement says. Therefore, that's what it is. So everybody's different, because I've had to go against this many times. I think it completely depends on context. So, like, for example, Whitebeard being able to destroy the world.
Right, people will take that and be like, oh yes,
yes.
But like, how does that make sense?
So now this is where where I would go, even from a power scaling perspective, how I would use the context to be like, that's not what that means, because people will take that and be like, it means he can destroy the planet. And I'm like, or you can consider what his devil fruit does and apply that to what it means. He has the quake fruit, or the tremor fruit. He can literally cause tremors in the landmass. So you can easily just take destroying the world to mean like the destruction of society at a most. You know what I'm saying? Like everything on the surface. Because that's quite literally what he could do with that devil fruit. Not literally like what Frieza did and fucking boom, just blow up the planet in one go. Right. Like, that's how I would perceive that statement. But then there's some people that'd be like, no, it says destroy the world, which means he can blow it up and atomize it and vaporize it instantly. But that's not how I perceive it. APDC, Lakers in 5.
Right, Lakers in 5.
I guess that's what like I was saying. I think that's what like pisses me off about debating, and when it comes to like these like AP scaling stuff, because then people will take that statement and then try to like And sorry, Nerd King, that we're picking on One Piece, but I'm just using.
No.
I'm so down to pick on One Piece. So down.
Oh well, like old man Whitebeard did this, but then these characters are stronger than old man Whitebeard, so then you have to like double it, or like old man Whitebeard matched like Akainu and like the current Luffy is much stronger than the admirals, and then you get like the Gear 5 multiplier, so that means that Luffy is fucking like 50 times planetary because
That'd be like chain scaling.
Where are you getting that from?
Yeah, that'd be like chain
know what I mean?
scaling.
Yeah, that's very fucking stupid. See, my thing is like, unless they take it to a place where Oda's been giving hints of like Luffy bringing imagination into reality. Again, unless they take it to a place where like Luffy legitimately just plucks the sun out of the sky as like a joke gag, like part of his mouth, like legitimately off, or he takes his he grabs the top of the manga panel and he pulls his head out and he says something to the reader or whatever, or takes the villain who he's fighting and takes him out of the manga or some shit like that. Some shit like that.
Luffy just like punches the character.
Exactly.
Punches him out of the manga. That would be.
That's what I concede making sense with the story in terms of power. Like, I also don't know what Imu's power is, but I'm talking about in people that are there. I can't see the verse getting higher than a term of planetary because of literally what Burns just said. Let's take it because I do it in terms of what the fuck? I take it in terms of chat's just bugging. I take it in terms of what the fruit actually does. Like you said, the quake fruit. Earthquakes right now could destroy our planet. So that would be able to destroy the planet of at least the people that are on the surface of the Earth. Not vaporize the planet Earth to the point where it doesn't exist anymore, because how would that happen? Or lava, for example. There could be a volcanic eruption that happens on Earth right now that wipes out all of humanity. Not necessarily burns the whole planet to a crisp, but that's the highest that if Oda wanted Akainu to get there, that's just what lava could do, or freeze the world without Kiji or something like that. Right. That's how I see it. However, I'm sorry, how would lava be able to take out a universe, or how would lava be able to take out a solar system?
The lava's
unless
universal.
It gets up to a point, exactly. Unless because Luffy solos. Unless it gets up to a point where we're just taking it to the whole next level, where these top tiers. This is why, again, I fucking hate Admiral fans. Where these top tiers, like Luffy, like Imu, if they were talking about actual demons versus these gods of imagination or whatever, it's just taken to a whole other step of fuck the earthly fruits. We're going somewhere else that I've had planned. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of stuff shown right now, it's how are you telling me Akainu's going to destroy anything larger than a planet or even the surface of the Earth with lava? Where are we getting that from, bro? Right. And if you're trying to argue it higher, it's just you're taking the story completely out of context. Completely out of context.
Right. No, yeah, I completely agree with what you guys are saying.
I mean, I know the concept of AP, maybe it's just because I've been in the power scaling space for a hell long time. To me, it doesn't sound overly OD or complicated. It doesn't sound like it doesn't make sense to me, at least.
Mm-hmm. But I think it's also the whole thing of when people say, for example, if you can damage someone, it means that you're somehow equivalent to their strongest ability. You can imagine how someone who's not into power scaling, it's okay, well, fucking Krillin threw a rock at Goku's head and it hurt him. So is the rock fucking...
No, the rock is not
multiversal rock? What are we doing?
Goku-versal rock. That could be explained in versus Goku being off guard, which you see before. He gets hit by a laser in the movie in Super Saiyan Blue. I think they changed it to base in the actual show. But when he's off guarded by a laser, even Frieza comments, he's oh, when you're not on guard, even a simple laser can hurt you.
Right, but you can imagine how somebody would who's trying to just win a TikTok argument would not even mention that part and just be oh yeah, well Goku
Wait, you can goon scale anybody to anywhere if you really try hard enough to.
So
for AP, so think about it this is how I would see it. So let's just take Naruto and Kaguya for example. Can Naruto replicate Kaguya's feat of taking out a dimension? No, he cannot. He has never shown that. But what the concept of attack potency would tell us is that he could damage somebody of Kaguya's caliber. Of whatever strength that she has, he can damage somebody of that level.
Don't you think that people take that logic and start trying to extrapolate it way too far? Yeah, he can damage somebody on Kaguya's level, but that doesn't mean that he can I don't know, tank a fucking dimension level attack. That doesn't mean that.
No.
Why are you saying it means that?
no, not to that extent. But then, when people say
if Kaguya were to use like the fucking giant fucking TSO that like deletes an entire fucking people will be like, oh well, he died with Kaguya, so he can like survive that. What do you mean?
No.
Nah, bro. If Kaguya launched that TSO, Boruto doesn't exist.
No, it would have been gone. It would have been
proof. Naruto dies.
In terms of destruction, even now, I'm pretty sure she's shown the biggest thing. No one's done anything in terms of destroying shit on that level ever. But we're told that people are stronger than she was, and he can compete with them with complete relative ease. It would be like the power clipping.
No, right, but he can compete them with a complete relative ease because like they show it. They literally show it. Right? That's not just pulling shit out of your asshole. But like I feel like if people start saying that Sakura can compete with them, I'm like, no, you're pulling that out of your asshole. Like, you cannot just tell me that because Sakura damaged the fucking Kaguya's horn that means that she would tie with fucking Juro. That's not what that means,
listen,
bro.
I get the brunt of the Sakura stuff too. The second I said that Sakura thing was like an off guard feat, I started getting Sakura stands all up in my stuff, being like, you don't think Sakura is universal as well? And I was like, whoa. How did this turn into that? No, I don't. I was like,
what am I that now?
I was like, whoa. I was like, no, because now that to me, that messes with that narrative standpoint as well. Because to me, that scene completely implies that Kaguya was completely not paying attention to her. She was just trying to get away from Naruto and Sasuke. She's like, let me go up. And then Sakura literally flies down at the last second and yells, don't forget about me, we're both women, Kapuya, and slaps her over the top of the head. Does that mean that any other day of the week she could just rock Kaguya shit in? No! I don't think that. But she also, because before that, she never showed that she can do what Naruto was doing.
I never did anything like that again.
But on the contrary, Naruto was putting in that work. When she was throwing punches, Naruto was throwing them punches back. When she was shit-talking Obito, he was like, give me your fucking arm, fuck you. Sakura didn't do anything until the last second.
Bro, Admiral fans be scaling like that all the time, bro. Admiral fan, you ever want to lose brain cells? Talk to an Admiral fan from One Piece.
I'm good. I'm so good.
I'm not kidding. Every fight in One Piece that is involved in Admiral, according to them, an Admiral has never been on guard, and they have never been fully mentally in it, and have always had to hold back for some reason.
They get slapped up.
What kind of a bitch-ass world government has their top fighting force, at least on the Navy side? Now we know there are people stronger, to have them never ever be able to show their full power. Are we fucking kidding? Are we kidding? The Akainu versus Whitebeard. They said that Whitebeard standing right fucking in front of him and said that Whitebeard off guarded Akainu. Whitebeard got his face blown off, and then when he hits him in the side of his chest and you see the quake, people straight up say that's an off guard feat. What are we actually talking about? Or they said
off guard.
I'm not kidding. This is the One Piece community. That White Star Gun from Luffy, you both saw the episode. You both saw White Star Gun. That in the manga, they said Kizaru hit Luffy in the head with a laser. And that laser caused Luffy to spin out of control, and Luffy used that momentum to hit Kizaru. Meaning that Luffy would have never had the power to hurt Kizaru if it wasn't for Kizaru's laser hitting Luffy first. Are we fucking serious?
He dodged it.
Are we serious? Exactly!
He literally moves out the way and goes,
my God! They said nope. They said nope. That you can see it in the manga panel that he dodged it. They said nope. He got hit. What are we talking about? They said Kizaru was mentally nerfed. He was never actually in the fight. He never wanted to fight Luffy, so it doesn't matter. Are you fucking kidding me?
Are we sure the Star Gun just isn't star level? Because it's called Star Gun, though.
Star and gun levels.
Sure?
It's star and gun level. So because no, this is the scaling.
Because no shinobi can withstand the power of a gun. That means
I was about to say that. Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Because Kishimoto said the Narutoverse can't withstand guns.
So you're saying
solos,
it's both star level and solos the Narutoverse. That's what I'm hearing now.
Well, that's exactly why he named it Star Gun. Is so to get Luffy to star level and to just be like this one attack solos the Narutoverse because Kishimoto said that shit, bro. Come on now. What are we talking about?
What we need to do is we need to go to one of those Q&As and just ask them about these terms. That's what needs to happen. You gotta be like, yo, do you think Luffy is multiversal? And then see if Oda's just like, what are you talking about? What does that mean?
Oda would turn around and say, check you into a fucking hospital, bro. Get the fuck out of my panel right now. Never speak to me again. Never speak to me again, bro.
Can Luffy destroy the planet now because of the Bajrang gun?
Luffy's fucking multiversal. Look, if
Oda would say, I don't know what that word means. Please get out of my panel. It's the actual story for what it's about.
Get out of here. What does that mean?
Can he destroy the planet?
Where did you get this information from? That's where the starting point would be.
He would say, "This is a matter of reading comprehension." Like it's a fucking meme, bro. Yeah. Alright, we got that shit out of the way. That was pretty nice. I feel like it's time to. We're still on One Piece. I feel like it's time to segue into the One Piece chapter. Or you know what? No, fuck you, because fucking ND's smiling like that, bro. So what?
Cheesing like a motherfucker.
What bitch? What type of shit was you shit talking about One Piece on fucking all your TikTok? Now let me hear you trying to say Luffy not have aura.
So we were talking about. Someone said top 5 best pull-ups in anime. Oh, it's top 10. And they were showing different things. And then I saw Luffy pull up on the admirals during Marineford. And I said, that shit was hard. That shit was not hard. And my saying that is, bro, you cannot say that a pull-up is hard if you pull up and then you got washed. Like, that doesn't qualify.
But he flexed on hella Marines, though.
That doesn't yeah, he flexed on fodders, bro. That doesn't count as that doesn't count as fire. You know what I mean? Because if we're gonna use that logic, okay, was it
Ichigo lost in the same pull-up, bro, that you're talking about.
Was it hard? Was it hard when Captain Kidd pulled up?
Just like me.
Was it hard when Captain Kidd pulled up? Obviously not, because it's not cool if you pull up and get washed.
Hey, but Kid's not Luffy, bro.
He said he talked about Ichigo.
Kids, Ichigo in that same pull-up in that same video that you said it was hard. Ichigo lost. What are we talking about?
The one where which one was I replying to?
Ichigo fucking got. I think it was the one where he. I forget which fucking one it was, bro.
Bro, because
I think I might have the photo. I think I might have the photo.
Okay, pull up the photo. No, pull up the photo.
I got the receipts. All right. No, Kid pulling up on Shanks was not hard because Kid doesn't have aura, bro. Kid thinks he has aura, but Kid doesn't have aura. Luffy
You're just saying that because it's the guy that you like. You cannot. You said, no, shut the fuck up. You said in your video that pulling up on somebody who you know that you're gonna lose and you know that they're stronger than you, but you're not giving a fuck and still pulling up is hard. You said that's aura. But so I say, so when Captain Kidd pulls up on someone stronger than him, why is that not aura?
Because Kid doesn't have. Because Kid's just not an aura-filled character.
Because you don't like kids. That's the reason.
No. I don't like fucking. I don't like Kizaru, but Kizaru has aura. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't matter if I like them or not. It's just about the objective truth. Luffy pulling up on the Marines though, but Kid pulling up on Shanks, like the story implications were not even nearly as heavy.
Was it hard? Was it hard when Ace pulled up on a Kaido? No, it wasn't because he got fucking killed. Like it's not hard.
That was barely a pull up. That was more of like a don't say that.
Don't talk about my daddy. Chest fucking hole. Chest hole, bro. I'm gonna turn your ass into a donut.
If you're talking about going out sad. Talk about going out sad.
Yo, sad as death.
I must have purged it. I swear to God, I took screenshots of every single one of those pull-ups.
Hold on. Because
no. If you think that's bad, I'm gonna troll you. I'm not even, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. The roof piece pull-up was not hard either. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was not hard. The roof piece pull-up was not hard. It was hard. The Gear 5 pull-up was hard. But you're telling me that pulling up on two emperors that you have a 0% chance of winning against is not hard. 0% chance of. You're telling me. You're telling me right now. Big Mom and Kaido actually were like, okay, when he tried to walk away, fucking grabbed his shit and rocked him. He would win. No, he would not.
Dying 4 times is not hard. Dying 4 times is not hard.
He was staring death in the motherfucking face. He pulled up and he said, "Now fuck all y'all. I'm going to rescue my friend."
And Kaido and Big Mom were being gracious to him. They were being gracious to him, bro. They let him.
His bitch ass rocked with the rock right to the dome after that shit, bro. It was hard because Luffy.
After he got killed.
What do you mean?
Multiple
yes,
times.
No. Roof Beast. Hold on. Luffy didn't die at that point yet. Luffy lost to Kaido once, and that was when he, at the beginning of Wano, when he got arrested.
No, in the beginning of Wano, Luffy got one-tapped.
Yes,
Luffy got Kaido. Luffy fought Kaido again, and he got knocked off of the rooftop. And then Momonosuke had to go and like rescue him from the rooftop and bring him back. And then he fought Kaido again, and then died, and then got resurrected.
No, but you're thinking of the wrong thing. I'm talking about the start of Roof Piece. In One Piece episode 10-15, Luffy did not get knocked off the roof yet, bro. That was the point where everybody just gets on the roof at the same time. Zoro, Law, Kid, and Killer, and Luffy comes up last with the fucking straw hat on, and he sees it was the Akazaya 9 were the first people to fight Kaido on the fucking roof. And
then did they eventually lose? Did he eventually lose?
Yes, but it doesn't matter if he loses. The significance to the pull-up!
Bro, it's
He
not
pulled up-
Jigen.
he
Bro, it's
pulled up
not Jigen.
Before
Like,
he lost, bro. Yeah, he's not. He was not about that.
He pulled up before he lost, yes, because you have to enter a fight first before you.
Yes, and that shit was so hard. That shit was harder than being
Dude, we're talking about the greatest pull-ups, not pull-up and then win a fight, to be
No,
fair.
but what I'm saying is that if you lose the fight, it invalidates the pull-up. That's what I'm saying. That's what.
I-
But should we not be focusing on the pull-up?
No, because if we're gonna focus on the pull-up, then we should glorify Captain. Then we should glorify Captain Kid as well.
No, fuck Captain Kid. It doesn't have the same story implications, you fucking bitch. I'm gonna shit down your neck.
What? You're telling me that a supernova pulling up against going up against a Yonko with the most fucking notoriety, pulling up like that, being like, I don't give a fuck.
That shit was hard, but it wasn't as hard as my
right now,
glorious-
Shanks.
It wasn't
was
as
it.
hard as my glorious sweet
Pookie Bear, Baby Boy King, Monkey D. Luffy, future king of the pirates, pulling up against two motherfucking Yonko, and they were both.
This is
saying
the
it.
I like it better. I like it better so he wins. I like
No,
it
no,
better
no.
so he wins logic.
No, it doesn't.
I like it better so he wins logic.
Oh my god, I'm gonna rip my testicles out and swing them over.
So it's better logic.
Jump. They literally both. He looked at both of them and he turned, and they were saying, "Oh, fucking, all right,
And
chill
he
out."
looked at the fleet of the red hair crew. The guy who literally shot his arm off was there, and he didn't give a fuck. What do you mean? What are you talking about?
But it doesn't matter.
The guy who
Because
shot his arm
Luffy's
off was
was
there,
harder.
and he didn't give a fuck, and he still pulled up. What are you talking about? If you're gonna say Roof Beat was cool, you have to say the Captain Kid one was cool too.
Luffy, because yes, the Captain Kid one was cool, but Luffy's was
So
cooler.
acknowledge it.
I acknowledged that bitch 5 minutes ago. What are you talking about? Luffy's was cooler. I'm sweating out my balls. Luffy's was cooler, bro. Because also, you're not letting me explain the fucking implications, bro. He gets on top of the rooftop and he sees two Yonko, and they both are saying, "Say that King of the Pirates shit to my face," and Luffy says, "Nah, give me my fucking friend." And to order to do that, and then you learn the trick of Ryu in order to hurt Kaido, and after that you turn around and you say, "Kaido, throw hands," and you knock him down so hard to the fucking ground with Ryu. That shit is hard. Kid was not hard because Kid got one shot. Kid said, "Here's a gun," and Shanks said one shot. He didn't even fight.
The Kid was also off guarded because Kid was also off guarded because he wasn't even ready. No, he wasn't even ready. Shanks used the future sight to see it first, so that's off guard as well. So you could
Shanks
also
is him. Shanks is him. He still lost, bro.
that was off guard too.
Yeah, but to turn around and pull up on the pirate and you fucking get, like, you're not ready, so you get off guarded like that, like, that's a Kid issue, bro. That's a skill issue. How the fuck is how are you not on guard, bro?
All I'm saying is that if you pull up on someone and you lose, it invalidates the pull up. That's why I said the gear. That's why I said the Gear 5 one was cool. And don't act like I'm being biased. I said the Jiraiya one wasn't cool either. The Jiraiya pulled up on Pain and then he died. That's not cool.
He fought for his life still. He beat 3 of them.
Jiraiya's
Still
pull up
died,
was
so it invalidates the pull up.
He won. They came back to life.
Did he die? Yes or no? Did he get rods shoved into his asshole and thrown into the fucking ocean? Yes, he
After
did.
he killed 3 of them and then got off guarded.
First of all, he didn't even kill the main one, so I'm not even worried about that one.
He wasn't there.
And he got the help from the frogs. So don't tell me about
What, the frog?
The help from the frogs. From Ma and Pa were there. Were they not there?
They did a genjutsu. They're in his arsenal. That's his stage mode.
So
You're acting like Pod jumped off his shoulder and was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go Super Saiyan. Let me handle Pain real quick."
Pulled up like I'm gonna take them down myself. Like I'm gonna end this. And pulled up and got rods shoved in his asshole.
He
and thrown
pulled
into the
up,
ocean.
deciphered their techniques, killed 3 of them, thought he won, got his arm ripped off, chose to stay. He could have left and chose to stand on
And then
fucking
died.
business.
And then died. But no, finish the phrase. And then died. And then died.
Why did he die? Why did he die?
Okay,
Why did he die?
Because he's not him. He died because
No, he could have left. He could have left at any moment. What do you mean he's not him?
Pull up. It's the first. Bro. If you lose, it invalidates the pull up. Why are we arguing this? If you lose, it invalidates the pull up.
I disagree.
There's nuance.
Was
Why are we
Ichigo
debating?
pulling up? Was Ichigo pulling up on Yuha after he fucking killed those dudes right before he killed the Soul King? Was that shit not hard, bro?
It was hard, but the reason why it was hard was because
Ichigo lost.
No, the reason why it was Ichigo ultimately lost, but did he get killed?
Who the fuck cares? Luffy didn't get killed.
What are you talking about?
Luffy didn't get killed. Luffy didn't get killed.
Do you want? I'm gonna hurt you. What do you mean? Luffy didn't get killed?
First one. Peace try. He didn't get
Luffy didn't
killed. What?
Luffy did get killed.
Not the first
How
one.
did he get
Peace
alive?
try.
His heart stopped.
That was like the third try, bro. That was
the third guy.
He tries to beat the villain
I'm almost hard. What are we talking about? Luffy pulling up back on Kaido when he was in Snake Man, riding on. Hold on, second pull up. Luffy riding on Momonosuke into battle with Snake Man to go punch Kaido. That shit wasn't hard, bro.
I said the Gear 5 one was hard.
The Gear 4 one wasn't hard.
Did he died? No,
Why is your pull-up just about death? It's about the pull-up. It's not pull-up and death.
No,
Your pull-up criteria is very strict.
This is how I like it. Wait. This is how I like it. If you talk shit before a fight and then you lose, was the shit talk hard?
No, obviously not.
Hey, it's the same thing. If you talk the shit talk and then you walk the walk, then it's like, okay, you did that.
Luffy,
But that's not the pull-up. We're rating the pull-up.
We're rating the pull-up. I'm not. Look, if I go to
Fight has relevance on the pull-up.
No, if I go to McDonald's, burns.
Yo, you get a kiss. You get a kiss.
If I go to McDonald's and I order a Big Mac sandwich by itself, am I rating the combo that I didn't get? No. If I go and order the combo, then I'm ordering all the pieces of the combo within the combo.
I'm talking about McDonald's now.
The pull-up is the sandwich, bro.
It's a horrible analogy. It's a horrible analogy.
Goated analogy.
The analogy sucks.
If you're rating, you're like, I don't know, your experience, your experience at McDonald's, and everything is good all the way up until you eat the actual food and the food has food poisoning. Was it a good experience? No. It doesn't matter.
Or was the customer service hard?
You got your order. Sure, but okay. So
right now you're not asking.
No. Okay, no. Let's use that analogy, right? If you pull up to a restaurant and the waiter is super nice and everything is all well and good, and you're like, wow, this was a great experience. This customer service experience was great, and then you find out the waiter poisoned your food. Does that invalidate the customer service? Yes.
But if we're rating the waiter's service and the chef fucks up your food, you can't say the waiter's service was bad.
If you find out later that the waiter poisoned your food, does that invalidate the service?
But that's a wait.
Yes, you're asking, but you're asking me to rate like specific experiences.
Okay. No. Let's use a fight. Let's use a fight. Let's say you're fighting somebody, or you're watching a fight. Somebody pulls up, right, and their pull up looks hard. Let's just say they pull up in a scat pack and they hop out in a blacked out hoodie looking demonic.
Yes.
And you're like, damn, they pulled up hard.
Yes.
And then they get their ass kicked.
Yes, and it just becomes corny.
That doesn't change the fact that their pull up was hard.
No,
Did they fumble? Yes.
Corny. Yes, so it just becomes corny. It just becomes corny. It becomes a meme. It becomes corny. It becomes funny, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Then the fight can become corny and funny, sure, but not the pull-up. Luffy's pull-up still was gas.
I'm gonna start praying.
This man's Luffy never hurt a Yonko before that. We never saw him hurt a Yonko caliber character. And he turned around and punched Kaido right to the dome after walking past two Yonko to go save his fucking friend.
We're talking the hardest of all time. So if we're just talking was it hard or not, I can give some grace for that. But we're talking of all time? No
One
way.
Piece episode 10,
No way.
One Piece episode
You can't
10-15
lose a
was
fight
like
and then say it's the hardest pull-up of all time. I cannot give you that.
I might be with Andy on that one. I think I'm with Andy on that one.
No, I fucking disagree.
Of all time?
We're talking in a vacuum, sure, but of all time, you cannot lose a fight and say the pull-up was the greatest of all time.
Yes.
Are you nuts?
Of course it was. One Piece episode 10-15 is like one of the best episodes, anime episodes of all time. What are we fucking yapping about?
Because of the anticipation for the episode, bro.
Not the anticipation is because of what happened at the end of the episode with him pulling up on fucking Big Mama Kaido.
Yes, because that was an anticipated moment and was setting up for Gear 5, the most iconic moment in the series.
Yeah, so that also leads into the pull-up, right?
Yes, but yes. That's why I said the Gear 5 was good, because that helped set up for the Gear 5. That's why I said the Gear 5 pull-up was hard. But you can't say the pull-up where you lost was hard.
I so fucking disagree, bro.
So wait. Do you think it was hard?
I'm saying you can't say it's hardest of all time. Is what I'm saying.
Pause, by the way, because holy shit. Do you think it was hard when
hard versus hardest of all time? Remember, we're talking of all time.
Do you think it was hard when Frieza and Goku pulled up on Jiren? Like when you see Frieza about to help Goku, do you think that was hard?
I hate Dragon Ball Super, so like.
Well, we'll talk in a vacuum then. Like specifically for the scene, the villain is helping out the hero, the main character. Would that not be considered hard?
I mean, I can see why people would consider it hard, but me personally, I feel like that's just kind of like changing Frieza's character, and I don't like that.
Because then my point was that like technically they lost. but it
Right.
was still hard to see them pull up on Jiren together,
Right,
even
that's
though
why I
they
said-
lost.
Right, no, I can see that logic, but that's why I'm saying that, that there's a difference between a good pull-up and greatest of all time. Like, if...
I think that could
Why do I
qualify
have to
though. Still,
explain
I
this?
think that could be qualified.
If you lose, you can't say it's greatest of all time. You can say it's good, you can say you liked it, but of all time, there's no way. You can't.
Wild.
Wait, why
That's
do you?
why. That's why for the Naruto and Pain one, right? You can say that's greatest of all time because Naruto ended up winning that, so you can say it was the greatest pull-up of all
I'm not
time.
gonna take Jiraiya disrespect, but I will agree. I'm not gonna, but I will not accept Jiraiya disrespect.
So, was Jiren pulling up on Goku for the first time not hard? Because Jiren ends up losing.
I don't like Super, so bringing up Super analogies.
Oh my fucking god, bro. Oh my
You did watch it though. You did watch all the way through.
I read it.
Or read it. Yeah, you read it. Wait, why do you think it desecrated Frieza's character when he helped out Goku?
Because
You put that in there.
I made a video talking about this already. I feel like Frieza's character, the whole thing about Frieza is that Frieza is one of those villains who is written to be completely evil. Like there is no redeeming quality, there are no redeeming factors about Frieza. Frieza is somebody who destroys and subjugates for his own ego and for his own selfishness, right? And we see that after the whole thing with Frieza fighting Goku, right? Goku literally gives Frieza his ki because Goku is pure-hearted, and then after Goku literally saves Frieza's life, the way that Frieza thanks him is by coming back to the Earth trying to destroy it again. Like, Frieza is so far beyond redeemable that trying to bring Frieza back and trying to change it to be like, oh, well, Frieza actually is going to help Goku in this moment to save the universe, and then later on, oh, actually, no, the reason why Frieza destroyed Planet Vegeta was actually Beerus told him to. He didn't want to do it. Beerus told him to do it. Stop changing stuff, bro. I feel like they want to bring Frieza back and eventually make him an anti-villain kind of thing, and it's just stop. If you want to make an anti-villain, write a new character. Stop trying to change.
Well,
I would say the tournament of power stuff is still valid though.
Are you caught up on Dragon Ball Super, bro?
Yes, I am caught up. Unfortunately.
Yeah, they're bringing. I don't like the fact that they're bringing him back.
Or during the Moro arc, during the Moro arc, right? During the Moro arc, they literally brought Frieza back to come and save the day. Why? What is the logic behind that? Why is Frieza saving Goku?
I would still give grace for the tournament of power though, because you can't be evil in a universe that don't exist.
Let me finish. Goku and Vegeta were literally on the ground, and Frieza literally said that he is stronger than both of them. So Frieza just lets them live. The people who killed him, he just lets them go. What are we doing here?
Yeah, after not learning,
that makes sense.
After not learning for the 17,000th time that they're eventually going to train and be able to beat him, why would you not just murk them?
I mean, Frieza was able to fucking think about training and just become stronger, so it takes much for him.
We had to see Goku achieve God form in order for him to even be able to think about touching Beerus. And then we learned later on that Beerus was still so much stronger than Goku and was holding back like crazy in that fight. Frieza was weaker. Frieza was Super Saiyan 1 first transformation Goku level. Frieza trained his ass for 3 months and gets stronger than that Goku.
It wasn't even real training,
bro.
It wasn't even real training. He was locked in a cocoon and just envisioned himself beating Goku and got a new form.
3 months, bro.
Of thinking.
The fuck are we talking about? This man, if he actually put in the work like Goku and all of them, he would legitimately be.
Imagine
able to,
if bro did a
destroy
push-up.
everything, bro.
One push-up.
He's actually fucking cracked. They made that man too broken. And it's just the plot holes and stuff, oh, you came right to Earth as soon as you achieved the form, so you can't hold it. So we're still gonna be able to beat you. Man, shut the fuck up, bro. Man, shut the fuck up, bro.
I said it before and I'm gonna die on this hill. To me, Dragon Ball Super reads like you gave a Dragon Ball fanboy a pen and they just started instantly canonizing every single fan fiction they ever wrote from the time they were a fucking kid.
That's isn't that technically what
pretty much
happened?
Pretty much.
Pretty much. Literally what happened.
I mean,
so it's gone from actually trying to continue the series in the way that Toriyama would continue it to let me just canonize my fan fictions.
Actually.
Those fanfictions kind of went a little hard, not gonna lie.
I mean, it's great to watch fight-wise, but story-wise.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, Dragon Ball's always gonna have the fights.
Y'all want to hear some funny ass shit? Talk about One Piece animation. Saw some Dragon Ball fans say that Dragon Ball coming out in 2025 has the same level of animation as One Piece does in 2025. Shut the fuck up. Never speak again. Never have a take. He's trying to basically be like that Daima has the fucking One Piece level animation. You need to shut your fucking mouth. You need to never speak again and never have a fucking take. Twitter Dragon Ball fans are the bane of my fucking existence, bro. Never speak. Dragon Ball fans are the bane of my fucking existence.
Oh my fucking god, bro.
They're the type
that
to
shit
tell
to
you that
yourself.
Kappa's better written than any character you have in any series, and it's like, bro, just
Well, because
desecrating what Super Saiyan means.
He felt the Super
You gotta
Saiyan
get a tingle in
tingles.
your back, little tingle in your back, and you just get
No,
the
bro,
most
the
notable
Kaba
form of
shit,
all time.
oh my
The most legendary form in Saiyan history. You could just feel it in your Badussi hole, and then you'll be able to fucking transform.
People had the audacity to compare that to Sarada's Mangekyo Sharingan Awakening,
Insane.
crashing me out.
Bro,
Crashing me
the
out.
warrior awakened by fury, pure of heart, legendary, and you're telling me
And
that some
Vegeta-
kid figured
Vegeta
it
does a
out
little-
from feeling the tingles
Vegeta
in his
does
back?
a little bit of trolling, and then he unlocks it like right away. Like, what? Huh?
Yeah, that Vegeta fucking shit.
We do a little
also.
trolling.
Oh, I'm training. I can't
get
figure
Super
it out.
No, genuinely, that's what it was. Vegeta does a little bit of trolling, and then you unlock it. What?
Talk about taking away the Super Saiyan aura within 4 seconds. Within four chapters, bro. Because Goku's transformation was that shit was so built up. That shit was so epic. Dude had to watch his best friend die for like a second fucking time. He watched his best friend explode. The whole Frieza took away all the Namekians. He watched Frieza beat the shit out of his son. And Piccolo, Vegeta died, learning that Frieza was the person who blew up the planet where you came from. And you'll never be able to know all of these people, all of that stuff. And finally, it boiled over watching your best friend fucking go away. You, Goku, who's taken the high road, taken the mercy road throughout your entire life, and you finally feel it bubble over, and Vegeta unlocks it because he's a bitch? That's crazy, bro. That's
he's a bitch.
crazy. That's literally that summed up. Kakarot got it. Rah! Oh my god. I'm cooked. Like they brought it the aura back too with Gohan fucking going
Right.
Super Saiyan 2. They brought it back and they were like, you know what, we're gonna cook with the writing again, and it's one of the best written transformations ever. And then they were like, nah, we're away from that. You can unlock God form by holding hands together.
We
Shut
do a little
the
ritual.
fuck up.
We do a little hand holding around here.
We do a little hand holding, you know what I mean? Transferring power. Goku,
Is there
the
a
type of
reason,
person-
by the way? Hold on, because it should be fresher on ND's mind.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't went back. I watched Dragon Ball Super until the end before I started reading it after. Was there ever a reason explained why they couldn't just do that over and over again for each of them, just right then in that moment? Was that ever said?
I don't know. I think it's just one of those things where it's just like they just do it and they just
Because I was just like, could they not have just given everybody Super Saiyan God in that moment?
But I also think to be fair, I think you have to already be at a certain level of strength for you to even be able to
Yeah.
just like the whole thing with super awakened Super Saiyan, like the whole thing where it's like catalyzed by rage. Yeah, but you have to already be at a certain level for you to for the rage amp to actually work.
Okay. Then it would be like just because then in my head it's just like, okay, then give it to me. Like I'm not gonna do this ritual to give you Super Saiyan God, and then you're not gonna let me get the next.
Facts. I'd be like,
I
yo,
call dibs.
Like, hook me up right now, bro. Like, the fuck? You're not fighting this god without me. I want
me
to throw
up.
hands. You once in a lifetime opportunity to fight a god of destruction. Give me that power right now, bitch. I'm not fucking sitting on the sideline. Fucking, oh jeez. Alright, anyway, that's our fucking hour, bro. Time flies when you got no bitches in the chat fucking asking ND to show his butt or some shit like that. Yeah, damn straight. Also, ND was wrong. Luffy's still one of the hardest pull-ups of all time. Alright, anyway, thank you guys so much for joining the Triple Nexus episode 16. Yeah. Check us out next Sunday live. We're gonna go live at 8 p.m. You know what it is. Also, we might be bringing some gaming streams to the Triple Nexus YouTube. We're gonna try to test that out sometime this week, mayhaps. Check out our TikTok, which is gonna be posted right up here for more times on that when we might be able to do those streams for you guys. All right, I hope you guys take care. Have a great rest of your nights.
Yes,
Peace the
sir.
fuck out, y'all.
Be good.